Welcome to Newsplus24. I'm Dr. MADHVI and you are watching exclusive program Cheers with MADHVI. Less emotional, more inspiring and most entertaining. Let's start our today's program with an inacceptable quote. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So now it's time for welcoming to one of the exciting and exhilarating show. Here I'm going to connect you with the unique personalities, unsung heroes, celebrities, dignitaries, and all our shining stars. Before starting the show, greeting all entire universe because our each vibes vibrate and spread positive and powerful essence. Our today's guest is from country Greece, phenomenal STEM instructor, ICT teacher trainer, neuro education researcher, international keynote speaker, global educator, author of scientific books for kids. Respected ma'am, you are holding magnificent designation. You have mastered the effective time skills management. And I'm really wondering how did you strategize it? Over to you, respected ma'am.
Well, greetings from Greece. I'm really thrilled, very honored and privileged to be invited today to this wonderful, inspiring talk show hosted by you, Dr. MADHVI, and warmly thank you for this kind invitation. I'm sure we will have a very interesting, constructive, but at the same time entertaining discussion. I have my coffee here and I'm full ready to share with you and your audience my exciting journey. And let's start.
Absolutely, ma'am. We will love for it because it's really an artistry, ma'am. The way you are working. So, ma'am, like we are, you must be knowing that I have my own institution with the name of Attainment Spoken English and Smart Classes, and I am with my rising stars. They are going to reflect here, accept all of my shining stars. They are going to interact with you. We are here with Swati ma'am, Gagandeep, Ashdeep, Gayatri, Vishakha ma'am, Gunika, Janisha.
Greetings, ma'am.
So here
Wonderful.
we all have our shining stars. And my students are really excited to converse with you, Rani ma'am. So I would like to, jump up, instead of asking me first of all, I would love to give them chance. Other than you, they were gonna say that they haven't got the chances. So let's start. I'm gonna ask from the first, first question can be asked by um, Gayatri. Are you there, Gayatri? Okay, she is just joining here. Ashdeep, you can start it.
It's truly fortunate to have you, ma'am.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Is it possible?
Hello.
Yeah, he was so fortunate to have you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you. I'm
please.
very, very
Yes, Ashdeep.
excited.
If you have a question, please ask.
Respected ma'am, could you provide us tips on enhancing our memorizing skills?
First of all, I want to say that I'm a neuroeducation researcher, apart from teacher. I'm a STEM educator, I'm a neuroeducation researcher, ICT teacher trainer, and author. And as a neuroeducation researcher, I learned that the human brain is a miracle that should be treated with respect, especially during the everyday teaching practices. I think that the memorization is something that can be learned because memory is an integral part of learning. And also, memory is combined with emotion because feelings and thoughts are interconnected. Everything we learn, everything we think is closely related with emotions, with feelings. That means that as educators, we need to embrace what we call brain-based strategies. These brain-based strategies include this question that you posed to me, how is it possible to facilitate memory capacity? Um, First of all, we need to create positive emotions, is what I said before. Develop challenging activities, engaging activities, because according to recent research, when we give assignments to students or tasks to students which are related to feelings, they are better stored in what we call long-term memory in the brain. So in this way, the new information is stored in the long-term memory, and students later can recall it even after a long time. So the role of emotion is very important. We talk about memory. Another important strategy of DP is visualization. Everything which is visual cues, that could be a mind map or a graphic organizer, it could be a video or anything which is also accompanied with music, audiovisually, visual stimuli. All these are very important. You know that human brain seeks pleasure. And the pleasure center of the brain is where the reward circuit is located, tends to desire the repetition of stimulus of experience that causes pleasure. So every pleasant piece of information can cause what we call the release of dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that causes feelings of euphoria in the brain with the production of endorphins. It's something that activates the limbic system. Limbic system is the center of pleasure of emotions in our brain. So learning is reinforced by challenge, is inhibited by threat. Challenging activities could increase attention and improve memorization. And our human brain learns optimally. What means learns optimally? Makes a maximum number of synapses of connections, synapses in our brain, of neuronal connections, when it's intrinsically motivated. And another important thing is when we talk about emotions and feelings is creativity. Our brain seeks this kind of creativity and security because when we are creative, of course, the new information will be a long time stored. And when I usually organize my sessions, I always try to provide communicative activities, collaborative activities, what we call project-based learning, because our brain is social. Everything we learn needs others. We can't learn without others. So our brain evolves learning by learning from others. I think it's important in this way to create small communities inside the classroom and support systems. And this way, memorization can be an easy way to achieve. So collaborative learning, create communities, try to lower the stress. Stress is also very important in the learning process. Um, and try to create positive emotions, encourage students to express themselves, so try to develop self-awareness, and place emphasis on empathy, solidarity, and altruism. I said before, natural development is not alone is not enough. So all these parameters are the recent findings of neuroeducation, how feeling and emotions and how challenging activities and pleasant activities can be highly efficient, even in memorization or in activities which are purely intellectual.
Wow, ma'am. Like you have already wrote a book on the scientific research on the for the kids. So I can understand that how related it is, and wonderfully you have explained. Your insights are amazing. I want Gayatri to come up with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. Very respected, ma'am. I just want to say that thank you for thank you for being a great example of leadership to us. Please accept my gratitude.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful to be here with all of you. I'm really grateful.
Okay, what about you, Ashdeep? I think Gagandeep has done. No, Gagandeep. Yeah, Gagandeep. They both are
Greeting,
siblings, so it's still like so confusing for me sometimes with them. Please go ahead.
greeting, ma'am. Ma'am, may I ask how should we present ourselves appropriately, and what is the uh, physical appearance and how the physical appearance matters?
Okay. Look, I'm actually a person who doesn't place emphasis on the physical appearance. To tell you the truth, to tell you honestly. Why?
Ma'am,
Because
you are really amazing. Means you are the true inspiration for us. The way your physical appearance you came up with. Okay, so Rania ma'am was like this. If like after seeing my students, will be, I also want to be like her. So absolutely, it is so connected.
look, I was born here in Greece in a very conservative environment. My parents were very strict. They focused a lot on academic performance. I cultivated this spirit of perfectionism, unfortunately, and I learned that there is no perfection in this world. I can only become better. I didn't have the time to focus on the physical appearance. But I can say, from my experience, from my students here, that the role of social media is important. And unfortunately, it is not beneficial because I have students who suffer from their, they try to compare themselves with other students who maybe they're more beautiful or they are richer, or, they're jealous when they see a post on Facebook which is more glamorous. So here in Greece, we have cases of students who suicide because of this. I want to be clear that physical appearance should not be our primary focus in life. We have so many things to enjoy. We have so many gifts. Everyone has gifts and talents. So we should focus on our talents and less on our physical appearance. Of course, if we talk about girls, it's very tempting for us to want to be more beautiful or to buy more, nice clothes and more jewelries. But I want to insist that this should not be our goal, and we should not compare ourselves with others, especially when we talk about role media and in general the role of TV also for the advertisement is also negative, I think, for us. So, the tips about how to be beautiful, of course, fitness is important. Gym is important to help us to be more beautiful, and stay positive inside you because if you are beautiful inside, you could be beautiful outside. This is my opinion.
Oh, it's absolutely that we can see when this in you that you are so. It is something which should be realistic enough. Ma'am has come with that. Once you have your own talent, once you work on yourself, the physical appearance will automatically come out, and you will be yourself, right? So if Ashdeep is wants to be something or Gagandeep, so what you have to do simply you have to make yourself from inner side and see how amazing when you have an amazing positive aura. They look wonderfully, spectacular. As like respected Rania ma'am, we can see the vibes, how that connectivity, and this is the appearance which we can see it from inside to outer role. It has come. Wonderful ma'am. I don't have the words. It's even speechless for this. Vishaka ma'am, what you gonna say for this?
Respected ma'am, please to connect with your excellency. We admire how resilient you are. This has given us the motivation and courage to work on my own result.
Only thank you. I'm looking forward to meeting you all in India. I'm visiting India in this August. Thank you.
That's very truly you said that. Yeah, absolutely. We have motivated, and we have also worked by our own resilience when we see Ryan, I mean, all the international waste platforms. Okay, so let's move to Swati, ma'am. She's in even USA, and ma'am, she got up so early for you, I think, to connect with you. So yes, Swati, ma'am, over to you.
First of all, Rebecca, I'm so blissful to see all your smiley faces on this wonderful, amazing program. Cheese with Madhavi. So, respect, ma'am, Rania, ma'am. Very I'm very happy to see you, and I feel very fortunate. And I have been struggling to teach about public speaking for my kids, ma'am. So I heard from Madhavi, ma'am, words are so expressive in multiple sectors, multiple ways. So can you suggest me any books or tips for my kids to teach?
Okay, first, I can suggest you my book. I'm an author of scientific book for kids. I last year I wrote a course, an astronomy course for elementary kids, and this course inspired me to write an astronomy book for children of 5 years and above. It's called The Planetary Interviews, and it has a very original concept. It was very successful here in Greece. The planets leave their place
Yeah.
from the from the solar system, and they visit Earth. And there's a journalist, a naive journalist, who takes them interview. And their planets reveal many characteristics of their personality, actually their characteristic features of each planet. And there are a lot of dialogues here, very original and very humoristic, humorous dialogues. Because through this book, I try to combine scientific knowledge, transfer scientific knowledge through humoristic dialogues that could be easily stored in memory. They can't be erased from memory. If something is humoristic, it can't be erased from memory. It's what we said before about memorization. So this book is actually has many pedagogical applications in classroom because children can create based on these theatrical representations, and they can improvise. I mean, they can search more characteristics of the planets, and then they can improvise them and play the theatrical play. I mean, they can present, for instance, Venus and another planet to quarrel between them, dialogues like this. And apart from this, they can create also 3D models of the solar system, conduct astronomical experiments, organize astronauts. Here in Greece, I'm a STEM instructor. I'm very active in the Greek Astronomy Space Company, where we organize many astronauts, many STEM workshops free for students and adults. And you can say that no adults, but children also are very, very enthusiastic. They are thrilled with astronomy. Why do you know? I want to say this. Astronomy is a discipline which is unfairly excluded from the curriculum in many countries. I don't know what happens in India, but here in Greece it is excluded. And I can't understand why this happened because children are thrilled with astronomy. I wanted to cover this gap which exists of knowledge and enthusiasm of the children through this book. Why I chose journalists, because this has communicative advantage. Children love television. It's something, journalist is someone who is familiarized with children. So the success of this book is based on this communicative advantage also, when you can see a journalist which takes interviews from the planets who quarrel between themselves and all these things. So I want to say something here that if we want to teach science to young children, we can teach everything, even the most difficult, the most abstract concepts. The theory of Einstein, For instance, the CERN theory is what I did with my students during the program. CERN is the European Organization for Nuclear Research. I had to teach particle physics to very young children from 6 to 11 years old. You can do it if you have the right methodology, a proper methodology. Everything, the most difficult. This could be the humor I said before. That could be a role play. That could be storytelling or an art craft. That could be art. It's impossible to teach science in primary education without arts. I can say this from my experience. And when we talk about students, it's important to integrate now, to embrace this new philosophy of STEM. STEM, it's all about hands-on activities. Children are natural makers. So whether we like it or not, we can't enter the classroom and talk theoretically, blah, blah, etc. So we need to engage them in more hands-on experience, more inquiry, student-led investigations through open-ended life problems. And this is something that will prepare them for the future and will help them develop 21st century skills. So
Thank
this is opinion that when we talk about teaching science to students, we need to have in mind hands-on activities and anything that could help them develop the critical thinking, but at the same time be creative because they create something. With STEM activities, they create something. So it's something that can be memorized easily.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening your with insightful ideas.
That's so wonderful of you, Ganika. Really, and let me tell you, Rania ma'am, Swati ma'am is journalist herself. So
Yeah.
she might have found, so appropriate your answer connected with. She's now, see how delighted she's feeling. Cool. Janisha, you are left. Would you like to say something to Rania ma'am? To
Yes,
ask
ma'am.
something?
Ma'am, it was supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Rania ma'am, she has come up with the longest word of the dictionary that it is something which is awesome. It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. That's so great of you. Ma'am, and as an ICT trainer, like you are we as all of us know that you are an ICT teacher trainer, phenomenal STEM instructor, neuro education researcher, international keynote speaker, and a global educator. What would be the guidance would you like to suggest it to all the emerging stars who are watching us?
What will be my message?
Absolutely, absolutely. They are watching us, and we just want you, means like, what's the suggestion you want to give? Because you have an amazing life where you must have done a lot of unimaginary hard work,
Mm-hmm.
which we can't even express it. And then, because we always say that, yeah, the person is fortunate, but we don't know the behind the story, how the person has come up the whole struggle and all. So we want, especially the kids and youth, what would be the message, what would be the suggestion you would like to give from your side, ma'am?
Um, when we talk about youth, I think that the youth are the real owners of the Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development. They're those who can play a significant role in the implementation, monitoring, and review of Agenda because they have the energy, they have the passion, they have the commitment, and they are those who can make the most effective transformation of the world into a better place for all. The message would be to have faith in themselves, not to give up every time they face challenges or circumstances, difficult conditions, and be passionate. I want to say from my experience something here that I'm a volunteer many years, and I didn't have, still I don't have any sponsorship at all for my project. When I launched my first project, the national project, in 3 weeks, 2,000 students were registered and over 200 students were registered. I didn't have the support of anyone, not even financial support. That means that you need to have faith in what you do, enjoy what you do, love what you do, and at the same time, search for networking. The power of networking, I said before, that through social media, I managed to launch this project, and this was successful in 3 weeks. The power of collaboration is very important. It's what we call highly effective classrooms. Highly effective classrooms are more effective than individuals, than reflective individuals, because many people are involved in the reflective process. So collaboration in combination with this process makes problem solving easier and helps the group come up with the best possible solutions. So I think that highly effective teachers, and we talk about teachers, or you will be the future leader, these have precise habits. They enjoy what they do. They make a difference. They are positive. They show commitment. They are very well organized, and they expect the best. And finally, they get the best. This is very important. And as I talked before about volunteerism, it's very important to embrace this culture. Unfortunately, here in Greece, it's not developed, but it's a first step that will help youth to be involved in the society as active citizenship. How? Through community-based learning. Community-based learning is also very important, and it's a new trend in education all around the world. Here in Greece, I teach as a volunteer to refugees. We have a great number of refugees, to children at the Ecological Hospital, and also to children with special education needs. Why? Because it's important to work, but at the same time offer to humanity. So I think that when we talk about youth, the first thing that comes to my mind is service learning and volunteerism, because in this way we learn to be a more integral part of the community, and we learn how to love each other and promote positive messages about peace and about more harmonious lifestyle. So I think that, yes, I want to focus
Seriously,
on
ma'am.
volunteerism and humanitarian projects I launched in Africa. In Africa, I have launched projects in Malawi, in Kenya, or to students who were thirsty, who didn't have not even clean water to drink, and nobody had ever taught them how to sanitize or filter their water. So through my first, it was one of my first projects, I designed some activities that could help the children somehow to be motivated. How to talk about water awareness to students who are thirsty. I designed activities, strategic activities that where students could use civil materials, natural resources. For instance, they could use sand, they could use branches of stone, branches of trees, and they created mind maps and other amazing activities. So the first step was that these students became motivated, and they did amazing things. They performed water experiments. They learned how to sanitize their water. They performed theatrical representations only with natural resources. We talk about students who don't have school supplies. So the outcome of this was that we got sponsors, and we got sanitation and filtering equipment, and 6 wells also were drilled in this area of Malawi, where children had to walk 90 minutes to find water to drink. And a similar program happened in Africa, in India, when I launched for the project about food. It was food awareness about how to teach food combinations in case of food shortage. And this project inspired Indian teachers who visited slums and educated the students and their families, and donated money. Another one is about gender-based violence. important, and I forgot to say that I'm fighting for equality between women and men in the field of natural sciences. So I have set up recently coding clubs for girls here in Greece, especially for the privileged girls. My main inspiration always are the privileged children. And let's not forget environment, because I think the biggest challenge of our in society nowadays is the climate change, and youth have a great responsibility towards this. They need to find solutions. They are the future scientists. And here in Greece, that's why I launched a new environmental project, which is called SOS for Changing Climate, which aims to highlight this issue, to sensitize teachers and students from an early age to deal scientifically and systematically with this issue, and involve them through experiential activities and other creative activities, help them cultivate ecological consciousness. So when we talk about the youth, my message would be how to help environment, how to help girls and women to be more active in society, and be more represented in the STEM fields, how to help the privileged children in developing countries. STEM developing countries is very important in the agenda, 2030 agenda. And in any case, youth, as I said before, are those who are the real owners, as I said before, the 2030 agenda. They are those who will try to implement it, and they can work miracles if they have the passion and if they have the will. And of course, this needs hard work and dedication, because talents goes along with hard work.
Truly, ma'am, means what can I say? Like, I have even seen you in a many webinars as well when you came up with the presentations, and you are seriously working on the way of humanitarian a lot. And when it comes to the name of educationist, so absolutely. And when you are combined with not only just an educationist as an author, author herself or himself, he could say that they all work for their own like humanity works, because this is something most of the time they're not paid for it, but they're doing it. This is something a great, and it's really need a great positive vibes, which we have got the whole positive aura today, and we are enough fortunate to have you, that we can't explain that feeling, how all that aura occurred, and the generosity the which you have, it is something wonderful. We are so curious to listen to you again and again, and believe that you will come next time again with our show. And you must love it when we are we came up with this. We are like, all of my students have really motivated and inspired by you. As till now, you were the true inspiration for all of us, but now my Aditama stars are still like they have got this amazing chance to have you over here, and we're waiting for you. I could say from last 4 to 5 days, we were like again and again. Now we have to get ready for this, and I think that, and let me tell you that they are something like a winners. Because I've told, if you work hard, then only you will get the opportunity to get connected with our celebrities and dignitaries. So this is something, you are something like a, your glimpse is just a amazing surprise for them. They loved and learned a lot from you, and would love to have you again and again, ma'am. I want, before going from here, like everybody should cheers with me so we can have a great picture. Yeah, wonderful. So here we are, here to cheers. Okay, so with a positive vibes. Here today, it might not be filled with your tea, coffee, but it is literally filled. Like, ma'am. That, yeah. Thank you so much. We must have heard this quotation that half glass, full glass, and all, but today our cup is full empty. It is not full empty, but It was full empty before the show, but now it is completely full occupied with a great vibrance from you, ma'am. With your permission, should we leave the program, ma'am? Respected Rania, ma'am,
Uh,
can we end?
I'm really grateful. I'm looking forward to meeting you all in India this August, and you are only also invited to Greece anytime. We have very beautiful islands here, bewildering, beaches and monasteries in very many archaeological sites that you can visit. So you're welcome anytime.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That's seriously so generous of you. You're inviting us over there. And we are really inviting you to our institution itself that we would love to see you. And this interview can occur offline as well. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed having us as much as we all have enjoyed being with you, ma'am. Hope to see you again. You are watching exclusive program on News Plus 24 Cheers with Madhvi. Less emotional, more inspiring, and most entertaining. Thank you so much.